beginning of the summer, I went off on a 5-day workshop at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York. It's a wellness retreat center that does everything from the Zen of watercolor to trapeze flying to find your inner goddess to yoga teacher trainings. About 30 to 40,000 people pass through that facility a year doing some type of personal growth retreat or workshop. And I went to study under a man named Dr. Weiss, who wrote the book. He's written many books, but he wrote the book, Many Minds, Many Masters. Who here has heard of that book? Just 2 of you? All right, I'm gonna take a poll here. How many of you believe that we reincarnate, that it's possibly not your first time here in this world, that maybe you're showing up as a different, your soul travels through lifetimes, and this might be one iteration of your life. Just one of you. So the rest of you think that when we die, that's it, we're done? All right, well, okay, so I'm gonna, boy, do you guys know how crazy your yoga teacher is? Yeah, I believe this is not, I don't believe this is my first time here. I don't actually believe it's any of yours, but that's okay. I did this training under Weiss to learn about hypnotherapy. 2 years ago when I opened up my practice in Salem, a brand new client, I had him standing there, I relaxed him. And instantly I saw this transformation happen on him. And when I brought him out of it, and it's the same relaxation I do with all of you. When I had him open up his eyes, after just this very simple 5-minute standing, let go, relax, center, he said, I think you're hypnotizing me. And I was like, I don't really know what hypnosis is. He goes, yeah, I've been hypnotizing, you just hypnotized me. So 2 years later, as I work with a lot of private clients, and I've been bringing people into places of deep relaxation, they've been having what I call experiences. And I didn't know what to make of these experiences, but it felt profound. And I've been I do like this with my hands when these experiences happen, because I know a person's, they're connecting to more than I can see and know, but when they come out of the experience, I'm just like, oh my God. They've had loved ones visit them in these experiences. They have images come through that are very profound symbolic images. And I wasn't fully understanding what was happening when I brought people into these places of relaxation. And it was suggested that I go study under Weiss, who does hypnotherapy. He's best known for his work as a past life regressionist, that he can bring people into past lives where they witness experiences that help heal the body, the mind in this lifetime. The belief being that our souls are evolving through each lifetime, and we can carry stuff from past lifetimes. But the point of the training for me was not so much focused on the past life, it was what's possible, what is hypnosis, and what happens. And quite frankly, I'm surprised in all my yoga up until now that it's never been spoken about, because as I now understand it, hypnosis is nothing more than deep relaxation of the body, of the mind, and then you guide the mind to a place. So if you think of the mind, have you ever seen that visual of an iceberg where they say the conscious mind is the part above the water? That tiny little tip is your conscious mind. That's your critical thinking mind. It's the ones that's making decisions. It's also the thing that, is incessantly thinking. So sometimes it serves us really well, and sometimes it doesn't. We all know this part, right? Right now, you're very much in your conscious mind as you're listening to me. But when you relax the body, it's almost like you take the conscious mind and it gets parked off to the side. It's still there, you're still thinking. When I relax you in Shavasana, you haven't fallen asleep. Your conscious mind is still there, but it's not the dominant thing. I've brought you deeper in. I've brought you below the surface into your subconscious, into this deeper place of knowing. And that is where profound things happen for people. And I realize, I think one of the reasons why people love my yoga classes so much, I don't think it's about my yoga sequences at all. I think it's because I've learned how to relax people and bring them to this deeper place where then you're accessing a different kind of truth and knowing that's focused on peace and stillness, connecting to joy. Your critical mind is not often going there, but when I relax you, you connect to a more, what I call your highest self, your own truth. And that's hypnotherapy. That's subliminal messaging, not in a perverse way, but in a very our minds are so powerful. Most of the thoughts we have throughout a day are not really good, healthy thoughts. We spin these things over and over and over again. And if you had a choice, you would probably not choose half the things you think about. And that's why these practices that relax you, that literally get you out of this part, just park it. You can still think, but that doesn't need to be dominant. It connects you to a very different part of yourself, and from there, you have access to so much more knowing. A knowing that is healthy, a knowing that gives you a different level of guidance in your life. And so I did this training, and what I realized is what I was doing intuitively, I saw what's possible I was like, okay, I've been doing this work intuitively, but now I see what else is possible through the guidance, because the hypnosis is you relax someone and then you guide them through an experience where they connect to their own experience, and then I'm just facilitating the experience as they tell me what they're experiencing. It's been profound. Absolutely. I've been doing this since I got back. I've been doing these sessions with people. I'm doing past lives. I'm doing current lives. I'm taking people on journeys. It's probably the most beautiful work I've ever done in my life. And I'm like, but to me, and I don't understand why this conversation isn't really brought into yoga more about what's really happening on this yoga mat. When you lie in Shavasana, isn't Shavasana your favorite part, by the end?
Yeah.
It's because you're going in and you're connecting to this really beautiful place of letting go, where you're allowing that part of yourself to flow and to open. Because the real you is not this stressed, angry, depressed, guilty, shameful. The real you is love. The real you is this peaceful person, is this joyful person. It's just there. So I wanted to share that because I think these two worlds are going to merge more and more. This formal hypnotherapy and the yoga practice, and what people are doing on the mat. And I have a feeling I myself in my own practice am going to be facilitating more of that experience. Like getting people on the mat, bringing you down for extended periods of time, and taking you on journeys where you can reconnect. And when you reconnect to those places, you start to heal that, the chatter. You start to be willing to let go of some of that. So let's do a formal meditation. Most of you are seated. Actually, you know what? No, you've been sitting long enough. Let's do a heart opener. Take your 2 blocks. One will be at the top of your mat for your head. Do it this way. but I'm just reversing it. One is on the middle height, one's on the lowest height. If you have the tiny blocks, they're not going to be perhaps as comfortable as the thick blocks, sorry. Okay, so this middle block is going to go, it's going to catch the very bottom tips of your shoulder blades when you lie down so that your shoulders can open, and your head's going to rest on the top block. So you may need to adjust this. If the block is too low, it's going to be bunchy in your low back. If it's too high, your shoulder blades won't open up. So just tweak it however needed. So you can find it. It should be super comfortable. There should be nothing that's poking you. And then your legs can be straight out in front of you. They could be bent with knees supporting each other, turned inward. Think about taking your hands and facing your palms towards the sky to help open up the collarbone and to really sense this opening through your chest. And just take a moment to check in with how this blocks feel underneath your back and your head, and make sure it's truly comfortable. And wiggle your hands if you need me to come help you find a more comfortable position. Good. Then everyone take a deep inhale through your nose and an open mouth exhale. Another full breath in. Fill your lungs and belly as much as you can. Open mouth exhale. Relax your shoulders. And this third time, inhale to the very tippy top and hold it there, expanding more than you think is possible. Expand, expand, expand. And let go. And then just return to a normal breath.